Why did you choose to record Austin St. John?
So it wasn't actually me that recorded him. It was someone that's close to me that was recording it, and they just told me like they just did it as an afterthought. So it wasn't something that was pre-planned. I didn't. It wasn't something I really thought about. And then they told me after the fact. And Henry, I know I like there's a clip of it that you've already heard and everybody's already heard, but I didn't realize everybody really wanted to hear the whole thing. It's pretty much just more of the same. But I mean, it might be interesting and you might hear some other stuff that you hadn't already heard. And then, I mean, the only reason I didn't play the whole thing was because, I mean, I didn't really think that there was really not that it was important, but I just didn't really think that that was something that people wanted to hear. But by all means, this is the whole, what you're going to hear is our whole conversation. And it's, yeah, we can maybe talk more at the end of it, but yeah.
Now, how did you feel during the conversation?
I mean, it's like, so like I told Brent before he helped put this together, like he said, he asked me to do it. And at first I was kind of hesitant because I didn't really see the point because at that time I hadn't received the tumbler yet, which I'm thrilled I have. But at the time I didn't have that. And it was on the way. So I was just like, well, I don't get why we're doing this because, and I even say that on there, I hope it comes. Like I told Brent, I said, well, I guess I can just tell him I hope it comes. Like it would be one thing if it had arrived or something and I could say thank you or whatever. But so at that time, I really didn't see the point of it. But then Brent was the one that brought up, he said, well, maybe you could ask him about the Hitler quotes on the shirts. And I hadn't really even thought about that. And I was like, oh, you know, I guess I could. And that was kind of what, and he said the whole thing, like, hear it from the horse's mouth. That should be on a quote, okay? But maybe put like a Black Ranger horse or something. I don't know. But yeah, so when he said that, I was like, you know, that's not a bad idea. So he was the one that really talked me into doing it. And I'm glad I did because you can hear Austin in his own words say, you know, what he thinks. And, you know, my only thing is this, like, and I don't want to get into a whole big thing, but it's like, why would you have brought it up? And I realize sometimes people will say things like in an interview or whatever, and then they're like, oh crap, I wish I wouldn't have said that, you know? But then he just kept like, the thing that made me want to share the clip with you in the first place was when I saw the line launched, and I was thrilled that he didn't put Hitler on his shirt. And I like the Anne Frank stuff too, and the Albert Einstein stuff. That's great. But the thing that irked me was the way he said, there's no Hitler quotes or anything, like we were stupid for thinking there would be. And I'm a fan, so I'm not putting him down. I'm saying that, but that's just the way the tone came across. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. You were the one that brought this up. So like, that would have been the perfect time to have just said, hey, I put my foot in my mouth. I didn't even expect him to apologize or even want him to, but just something acknowledging like, oops. And so when he did that, it just really didn't sit right with me. So.
Okay. And guys, if you don't know, Jason is Jewish. I didn't know that until I literally didn't know that right? Until Austin St. John said Hitler has some good one-liners. Do you know any good Hitler one-liners?
No, I mean, I heard a history teacher say once, like, the only good thing about Hitler is that he's dead. So.
No, yeah, that's a truthful statement. All right, so let's get into it. You said it started at 4:44, which I am respecting your wishes. We're starting it at 4:44, as you can see on the timestamp, and let's get into it.
Just put one of your mugs in the mail, brother. How are you?
What is up, sir? It's good to see you.
Yeah, I apologize, man. I ship to 240 countries around the world, and every so often something slips through. And nobody deserves to slip through the cracks, so I'll be happy to take care of
you. Wait. Now, he said you slipped through the cracks?
That's what he said, man.
Do you guys think that he's the only one who slipped through the cracks, or he's just the only one who's getting called out? Let me know in the comments section.
Well, thanks. I'm hoping it comes, man. I'm excited if it does. Like, thank you.
Oh, absolutely. You're a Chiefs fan, man. You got to be excited with that last Super Bowl.
You're the reason my favorite color is red, first of all. So,
I'm glad. I'm glad.
And so I just wanted to show you something real quick. I know you probably got a line, but Brent told me he was coming. So
no, the line was here earlier, so we're good now.
So this was a pillow. You signed this for me when I was a kid. It was a T-shirt, and
Oh my gosh.
my mom made this into a pillow, and
That is my old school autograph. That's before a couple million practice tries. That's crazy.
so
Guys, if you don't know that Jason had a Red Ranger pillow, I wish I had the picture that ASJ signed for him when he was a little kid. Oh, he got the pillow. He went and got it. Wow.
So I don't mean to interrupt the interview. This was a shirt that was from back in the day. Austin signed this when I was a kid, and then my mom turned it into a pillow. So because it wouldn't fit now, but yeah. So this is what I was showing him. The call was on video, so when I'm saying like it's good to see you and stuff like that, it's because he was looking at that's what he was seeing. So, anyways,
and April said, salute to her. 4 months in the Army, April, you definitely been in here longer than that. He said you slipped through the cracks through the 7 other fans who had ordered things. I did. Hey, it is what it is.
I got that Henry Resilient priority going on. So I mean, because honestly, without you, I'm not sure that it would have happened.
Yeah, because you've reached out before in the past and said, "Hey, where's my Tumblr? Where's my Tumblr? Where's my Tumblr?" And he just kept, pushing you off to the side. Wow, I am happy you did get the Tumblr. I am happy. Let's continue with the tape.
Couple million practice tries. That's crazy.
So I just want to say, man, like I hope your character comes back on the show and in some way, like the way they did with Walter and David and everything. And when I watched Once and Always, the moments where they had you, even though it wasn't you, like it was still like those were my favorite scenes, as silly as it is, because it felt like it was you. So I just want you to know that. And as far as I know there's the thing with the Hitler quotes on the T-shirts and everything, and I just want to say, like,
Stupid. People are stupid.
Y'all are
You know what?
stupid.
They took a piece of something that was said, and they do what media and press do. And there's a couple of trash YouTube magazine guys that love to make up a bunch of crap.
Whoa. He said trash YouTube magazine guys. What the hell?
And they do it to get views, and it gets views. And that's okay, because what they've done, and this is the part they haven't figured out. I'm not mad at any of them. I'm grateful for every one of them. And that's because A, every time they do it, I get stronger. And B, they just get...
Uh-oh. Your audio be cutting out.
The second I launch it, the first thing people are going to do is go and look to see if there's any T-shirts there from that. And I've never made one. Never made one. So people just have stupid attacks. And that's okay. I appreciate them. They're doing good things for me. So I don't even know if they have the wisdom to see it. I don't think they do.
I mean,
So
as a Jewish fan of yours, I hope you don't put it on there, but and like I hope that I know there's a lot of people online that are pissy right now, and I just hope that
well, that's just it. There's not a lot online. There's not. It gets right now. I think that whole blurb has reached maybe 0.01% of the fandom.
Oh, he just said the 0.01% of the fandom. And this story was everywhere. Literally everyone picked this story up except for TMZ. Literally everyone. So, gosh. All right, let's finish the clip, guys. Let's finish the clip. We got 3 minutes left.
And that's because 9 out of 10 people out there really don't care. Nobody cares about Hitler, including me. There are great people in history, and there are tyrants in history.
yeah.
Each of them had things to say, and that's just a historical fact. The only reason this got pressed is because I am who I am. If I'd been a professor, if I'd been anybody else, nobody would have blinked. Oh, he's teaching about this or teaching about that. I mentioned Genghis Khan in the past, and nobody's going, oh my God, he loves Genghis. Because I don't. It's a historical reference. They make TV shows and movies about these guys. But the second that I make a statement, people are losing their minds. And I really just... They do what they do, and that's okay. And I wish them the best. People are allowed to have their opinions.
Yeah.
No matter how screwed up they are.
Why we're screwed up? Oh my goodness. All right, so you lack wisdom, you're screwed up, and if you cover it on YouTube, you're trash.
That's America, right?
Yeah, I just hope for me you don't have it on there, just because like it would be sad, like I don't know, it'd just be so strange to see like Adolf Hitler, like a quote like that on a shirt, especially from from you who taught so many positive values. And I just hope if he's going to be on there, I hope you'd at least reconsider. That's all.
Everything will be evident when I launch the line. Don't worry about it.
All right.
And I would tell everybody else, well, they love to worry about it.
Now, how did you feel when he told you everything will be launched? Don't worry about it. We still got about a minute and a half left. Like, what were you thinking? It was like, hey, everything will be revealed. Don't worry. And shout out to Eric Purcell. You know what I'm saying?
I got money.
Who said shout out to the 0.1%, 0.01%. But what were you thinking when he was like, oh, don't worry about it? As you coming from Jewish descent, I remember you told me stories about your grandparents. What were you thinking as you're on the phone with him telling you that don't worry about it and anything other than I'm not making Hitler shirts?
So I have two things to say. The first one is when he said that, it was like, I think Drew put it best, and much love to him, because without him and without you, again, I wouldn't have that Tumblr. He said it best when I talked to him about this. He said that would have been the moment when, if he was Austin or if a lot of people were, that would have been the moment they would have said, I'm sorry if it, worried you or you were upset about it. Don't worry, I'm not going to do it. That would have been the moment to really reassure somebody as a fan. And to just say that, it just kind of felt like, ooh, what's behind the curtain? You're just going to have to wait and see.
Trying to use you for promo.
Right. And I'm just like, I don't know. It just kind of fell on deaf ears for me. Like, it didn't do what I don't know. It just didn't really register. And the other thing was, I was talking to my mom about that, and she's Jewish, and I kind of told her some of that, and she goes, that's really disappointing. And that's the bottom line, really. Like, it's just disappointing, because that would have been the moment to,
Yeah, put you at ease and say, hey, I'm not making Hitler shirts. But then again, you would have came here and broke the news that ASJ said he's not making Hitler shirts. And he probably didn't want that. He'd be like, no, I don't want Henry to get any press from my Hitler stuff, more than he's already gotten for kind of like breaking the story. All right, let's listen to the last minute and a half.
Everybody says that they hate talking mean about people, but they love running their mouths. It's the internet. So there's just people do what they do. And when I launch my line, it will all be clear. And then everybody will no longer need to hope or pray for anything, because it'll all be right there. So what would be more constructive, instead of people telling me about what they think might be, is if they started telling me what they might like to see. Who would you like to see? I've got people there from Gandhi to Sojourner Truth to C.S. Lewis. I mean, the names go on. But I do have a little bit of people building up right now. So I would just say, send me a list of people you would like to see and quotes that you think they had. And if they are for use, meaning in the public market, and you can use them, then I'll put and if I agree with them, then I'll put them to use. So that's more helpful to me than a bunch of people barking about a t-shirt I've never made. I think that's hilarious. I've never made the t-shirt, ever.
And I hope you don't, man.
So they're literally worrying about something that's never been done. But that's the nature of people sometimes.
No, I get it.
So, but I gotta hop off.
I get it, man.
And I think it's interesting that this conversation comes to me from my friend here, because every time he comes to the table, there's some sort of dramatic conversation.
Oh, gosh.
But much love, Jason. I look forward to it. You have a good one.
Take care, man.
Anytime.
Oh. Now we all know who that friend is. The friend is Brent, guys. Every time Brent comes to the table, it's some dramatic conversation. What he left off is that, he about to get a bag every time Brent comes to the table.
Gotta get my bag and run.
But I know you can hear Brent laughing because, Brent, that is Brent's guy. Thick and through and through, right?
So that's more helpful to me. You have a good one.
Take care, man.
Hold on.
I've never made the t-shirt, ever.
And I hope you don't, man.
So they're literally worrying about something that's never been done. But that's the nature of people sometimes.
No, I get it.
So, but I gotta hop off.
I get it, man.
And I think it's interesting that this conversation comes to me from my friend here.
I bet you he probably don't even know Brent's name. That's why he said my friend here.
Because every time he comes to the table, there's some sort of dramatic conversation.
Oh, gosh.
But much love, Jason. I look forward to it. You have a good one.
Take care, man.
Oh, man. All right. So we've heard the tape in its entirety. What are your final thoughts? Yeah, they're thick as thieves, man. They're thick as thieves.
So at the end of the day, like I appreciate Brent doing that, and it's weird to me to think that like, and it's kind of sad. This might be the last time that Austin really gets to talk to his fans if like he does end up going to prison or something. I don't know. And for me, that was the other thing. Like, regardless of the outcome, he was a huge part of my childhood, and I don't think that anybody really knows what's going to happen there as far as like, nobody has a crystal ball. And so I'm thankful to get to have that conversation. I wish some of this stuff like wasn't the way it was as far as the circumstances, like about the shirts and everything. And I hope the best for him. And the other thing is too, I did email him, and you can watch the clips on Henry's channel. Like I read the email and everything too. So, and I don't know if that played a factor in him doing the Anne Frank and Albert Einstein stuff on the shirts or what, but
he would have been a fool not to put at least a quote from one Jewish person on his website. I feel like he had to, no matter what. Even if you didn't say it, he was going to put a quote from a Jewish person on there. And the Einstein quote is unreadable. I don't know if you've seen it lately. Go ahead.
Oh, right. Yeah. Some of those are, and there's like typos and everything. And the thing is with Austin, like he had that tweet about like, this is my first time doing something and I'm doing like, I think there's a best version of Austin. And I think there's a best version of everybody. And I wish that he would have leaned into that and not being like afraid to share that with people, because I think that even would have made people a bit more not willing to just throw the line under the bus. But when you just say like, when you just try to launch it like, oh, this is perfect the way it is, and you don't acknowledge this is my first time doing something. I mean, when people criticize it, it's like it leaves that window open. And I know I said it the last time we talked about this, but there is a Facebook video that Austin posted, and it's like, if you want to see Austin at his best, like aside from Jason Lee Scott, I would say look on his Facebook for the video that's it's New Year's Eve 2019 going into 2020. And he has a lot of really good advice, and he thanks every one of the Power Rangers cast members, past and present, for carrying on the legacy and helping the legacy get started. So to me, like, I mean, that's the guy that I am going to try to choose to remember, especially when all this stuff's going on. And I wish him the best. And I hope that as far as some of the decisions he's making right now, man, I hope he gets new PR people, changes his mind about some stuff. And,
all right. All right. Look, man, I appreciate that. I think I missed one where Answer 06 said, what did he say?
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man.
He said, no one cares about Jason Geiger. Salute to you, Answer 06. We also had a couple more people who donated. I saw Stay Humble, 9 months in the game. Salute to you. He said he morphed from a Red Ranger to a tongue-twisted putty patroller, hurling insults clumsier than Rita's monsters. Oh, man. Now, what did you think of the AI shirts? Did you order your Anne Frank shirt yet?
Look, here's the thing. After waiting years for a Tumblr, I'm going to pass on this stuff. And it's not that, I don't wish Austin well with it. I do, but I think the mug looks cool, ironically enough, the one with the Spartan or whatever, but all this stuff to me, I'm just like, like it's not really my cup of tea.
Okay. All right.
I would have much rather seen like some Power Ranger stuff, honestly. Like, I know there was the thing earlier about like the quotes from the show. I think that would have been more fitting to what fans of his would have liked. I mean, this is kind of out of the blue, but who knows?
All right. Well, thank you, Jason, for sharing it. And we are happy. We are happy that you actually did the Lord's work in recording him, capturing Jason Lawrence Geiger, impersonating Jason Lee Scott, and all that good stuff.
There is a YouTuber. I hope I'm saying his name right. Doxy. Is that? He did it. You had him on your stream once here a while back.
Deoxy 360.
Yes. there's an interview on, and he was on it, and there was a fan that talked to Austin more recently, because that conversation you guys just heard was from March 18th. There was a fan that talked to Austin at a recent like con appearance, like probably last weekend or something. And the stupid thing is, he said all the things to the fan that it's like, why didn't you say that stuff before the line came out? All the stuff of like, man, I put my foot in my mouth, all the stuff that people would have been like, why didn't you say that? Like he apparently, like the fan even says like, here's what he said to me, and he lays it all out and everything. And it's like, and he's like, it wasn't like he was proud of what happened. So I just don't get why that wasn't from the beginning. That I'll never understand that, but you know, it is what it is.
Yes, you're 100% right. It is what it is. Any final words, man, before we move on to this next story? And then we read in episode 3, guys.
You know, the closer it gets to Austin's trial, I just think that when I read stuff that says like, you know, separate the characters from the actors, it makes a lot of sense. And anybody that doesn't get that, just meditate on that, think on that, because it's the truth. It really is. And you can separate your childhood nostalgia and memories from stuff that goes on. And I think JDF even said that like when he passed away, and it's like truer words have never been spoken. So, you know, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, as they say. And I hope for the best for Austin, and, you know, we'll see what happens. And I really, Henry, I want to say again, I didn't share the audio with you, not because I don't trust you, because I do. Like, without you, I wouldn't have the Tumblr, and it means a lot to me. So it was just because I honestly, it was a spur of the moment thing when I shared the first one, and I didn't really think anybody would really want to sit through the whole thing. So
What?
I mean, like, a lot of it was just kind of like me, like, reliving my childhood and talking about stuff like mementos for my mom, that stuff like that. So I didn't know if that, you know, but other than that,
I'm going to listen to all of it. Like, even the parts you told me not to play out loud, I'm going to listen to it and see if some value is there, because what happens when you record people, you capture their element. There's no like, ASJ never said he wasn't going to make shirts. You're like, well, look, here's exactly what ASJ said. You have that proof of what he said, as opposed to hearsay, is what Brent comes here with week in and week out of hearsay, because he conveniently never records the conversations with the people. But we're so grateful for you, Jason. So grateful for you, for the community. All right.
Love you guys.
All right, man. Peace. Guys, what did you guys think of Jason getting the whole story of what we needed from ASJ? I thought that was the move. That was the move we've been needing for a while now. Now let's go on to something